My child, stop chasing people. I am all you need. Have you ever wondered why the harder you chase some people, the farther they seem to run? Why the more love you give, the less appreciated you feel? Why you keep sacrificing your peace just to stay in someone's life, yet somehow you are still the one left behind? My child, before you listen to another voice today, be still. Take a deep breath and listen to mine, because what I am about to tell you may change the way you see your life forever. You have spent too much time trying to earn love that should have been freely given. You have spent too many nights wondering why someone stopped calling, why someone stopped caring, why someone walked away without an explanation. You replay conversations in your mind. You search for mistakes. You wonder if you weren't enough. You ask yourself, what could I have done differently? My child, stop carrying questions that were never yours to answer. Not every goodbye happened because you failed. Not every closed door means you were rejected. Sometimes I remove people because they can no longer go where I am taking you. You see loss. I see protection. You see abandonment. I see redirection. You see loneliness. I see the quiet place where your heart can finally hear my voice. I know how much it hurts. I saw every tear that fell onto your pillow. I heard every silent prayer you whispered when no one else was listening. I was there when you smiled in front of everyone, but cried the moment you were alone. You thought nobody noticed, but I did. I have never stopped watching over you, not for a single moment, even when you felt forgotten. You were never forgotten by me, even when people overlooked your kindness. I saw every act of love, every sacrifice, every moment you chose forgiveness instead of revenge. Nothing escaped my eyes. My child, you were never created to depend on human approval. You were never designed to build your identity around someone's opinion of you. People change. Feelings change. Promises are broken. But my love does not change. It never has, and it never will. The world teaches you to chase attention, to chase popularity, to chase relationships that make you feel valuable. But I tell you something different. Stop chasing people. Start chasing my presence. Because what you find in me, no person can ever replace. The peace you keep searching for. It begins with me, the security you keep begging others to give you. It is already waiting in my hands, the acceptance you crave. You already have it through my love. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone. You are already valuable because I created you. Before anyone spoke your name, I knew you. Before anyone rejected you, I chose you. Before anyone loved you, I loved you first. My child, think about how much energy you have wasted trying to hold on to people who were already letting go. You kept sending messages. You kept explaining yourself. You kept apologizing for things that weren't even your fault. You kept hoping that if you loved them just a little more, they would finally stay. But love cannot be forced, and neither can loyalty. The people who truly belong in your life will not require you to abandon yourself just to keep them. You should never have to shrink your heart, hide your faith, silence your dreams, or betray your values just to be accepted. That is not the life I planned for you. I never asked you to lose yourself in order to find someone else. I asked you to find yourself in me. Because when you know who you are through my eyes, no rejection can destroy you. No criticism can define you. No betrayal can steal your peace. My child, some of the people you miss today were only preparing you for the person I am calling you to become. If they had stayed, you might never have discovered your strength. If they had remained, you might never have learned to depend on me. Sometimes, the blessing is not in who stayed. The blessing is in who left. Because every person who walked away created space. Space for healing. Space for wisdom. Space for growth. And most importantly, space for me. Do not fear empty spaces in your life. I often fill empty places with my greatest miracles. When your hands finally let go of what cannot stay, they become free to receive what I have prepared. You keep asking me to send the right people. But first, I must teach you not to depend on people more than you depend on me. Because if I become second place in your heart, even the greatest blessing can become an idol. Remember this. People are gifts, but I alone am your source. Jobs are blessings, but I am your provider. Friends are precious, but I am your faithful companion. Family is important, but I am your everlasting Father. Do not confuse my gifts with me, because gifts can disappear. I never will. My child, there are moments when I intentionally allow silence, not because I have abandoned you, but because I am teaching you to trust my presence, even when you cannot hear my voice. Faith grows strongest when feelings grow weakest. Anyone can believe when everything is going well. But true faith is born in the waiting. It is born in unanswered prayers. It is born in lonely nights. It is born when all you have left is me. And my child, you will one day discover that I was always enough. You were never empty because people left. You only felt empty because you forgot how close I was. I have been walking beside you every step, holding you together, even when you thought you were falling apart. There were days you wanted to quit, but somehow you found the strength to keep going. Do you know why? Because I carried you. Not everyone could see it, but I was there. When anxiety filled your mind, I protected your heart. When fear whispered lies, I spoke truth over your life. When disappointment knocked you down, I lifted you again. Even now, as you hear these words, I am speaking directly to your heart. Stop believing the lie that your happiness depends on someone choosing you. I have already chosen you. Stop believing the lie that your future depends on who walked away. Your future depends on my purpose. Stop believing the lie that you are forgotten. Your name is always before me. My child, I know you still carry wounds that no one else can see. You have learned how to smile while hiding pain. You have learned how to encourage others while secretly feeling exhausted yourself. You have become strong on the outside, but inside, you are asking one simple question. Jesus, will someone ever stay? Listen carefully. The answer you need is not another person. The answer is me. Because when you build your life on my love, you stop fearing who might leave. Because my love remains forever. So today, release the people you cannot control. Release the relationships you keep trying to fix by your own strength. Release the disappointment. Release the guilt. Release the fear. Place it all into my hands. Let me carry what has become too heavy for you. You do not have to fight every battle alone anymore. You do not have to chase what keeps running away. Come closer to me. Stay with me. Walk beside me. And you will discover a peace that no person can give, and no person can take away. Because, my child, I am not just part of your life. I am the one who gives life. And when you finally understand that, everything begins to change. The moment you stop chasing people, you begin to notice something beautiful. Your heart becomes lighter. Your mind becomes quieter. The fear of being abandoned slowly begins to disappear. Not because everyone suddenly stays, but because you finally realize the one who matters most never leaves. My child, there is a reason I keep calling you back to me. Because I know what happens when you make people the center of your life. You become exhausted trying to keep everyone happy. You become anxious every time someone changes their attitude toward you. You begin measuring your value by how quickly someone replies to your message, how often they remember your birthday, or whether they include you in their plans. Without realizing it, you hand them the keys to your peace. And every time they disappoint you, your heart breaks all over again. That was never my desire for you. Your peace was never meant to be controlled by another person's choices. I placed that peace in my hands, so no one on earth could steal it from you. My child, many of the battles you are fighting today are not really about other people. They are battles inside your own heart. The fear of not being enough. The fear of being forgotten. The fear that if someone leaves, you will never be loved again. But listen to me. Those fears did not come from me. I created you with purpose. I created you with dignity. I created you with a love that cannot be measured by human affection. You keep asking, Lord, why did they leave? But perhaps the better question is, what are you trying to teach me through their leaving? Sometimes I remove distractions, so you can discover your calling. Sometimes I close one chapter, because another chapter is waiting to begin. If you keep staring at the closed door, you will never see the open one standing beside it. Lift your eyes, my child. I am doing something new, even now, even while you cannot see it, even while your heart still hurts. Seeds grow underground long before anyone sees the harvest. In the same way, I have been working behind the scenes of your life. While you were crying, I was preparing. While you were waiting, I was arranging. While you thought nothing was happening, I was placing every piece exactly where it needed to be. Trust my timing, not because it is easy, but because it is perfect. I have never been late, not once. You may not understand every delay. You may not understand every loss. But one day, you will look back and realize what felt like a setback was actually my protection. You wanted someone who could only walk with you for a season. I was preparing someone or something that would help fulfill my purpose for your life. Never mistake temporary relationships for eternal promises. People can promise forever and still leave tomorrow. But my covenant with you does not depend on emotions. It depends on my character. And my character never changes. My child. I know there are names you still whisper in silence, faces you still remember, conversations you still replay. You wonder if they ever think about you. You wonder if they regret leaving. You wonder if one day they will come back. But I ask you something. If they returned today, would they truly bring you closer to me? Or would they pull you back into the same pain I already rescued you from? Do not confuse familiarity with destiny. Not everything that feels comfortable is good for your future. Sometimes you miss what was familiar, not what was healthy. And because you miss it, you are tempted to run back. But my child, do not return to places where your soul was slowly losing its light. Do not keep knocking on doors I have already closed. Do not keep watering relationships that no longer produce life. Instead, come to me. I know how to restore what truly matters. And if something is meant for you according to my will, you will never have to chase it. What I have prepared for you will arrive in my perfect time, without manipulation, without fear, without endless striving, because my blessings do not require you to lose your peace. They bring peace. My child, look at the birds in the sky. They do not spend their days worrying about tomorrow, yet I feed them. Look at the flowers in the fields. They do not struggle to prove their beauty, yet I clothe them with splendor. If I care for them, how much more do I care for you? Why then do you believe that you must constantly fight for love, as if I have forgotten you? I have not forgotten. I never will. Your prayers are not ignored. Your tears are not wasted. Your waiting is not meaningless. Every prayer you have whispered has reached me. Every tear you have cried has been seen by me. Every lonely night has been counted by me. Nothing in your life has escaped my attention. Even the pain you never spoke about, I already knew. Before you found the words, I understood your heart. That is why I keep saying, come closer. Not because I need you, but because you need me. Apart from me, the world will constantly leave you thirsty. You will keep searching for fulfillment in places that cannot satisfy your soul. You will keep expecting people to heal wounds only I can heal. You will keep chasing applause, only to discover it fades. You will keep searching for security, only to find that everything in this world changes. But I do not change. Yesterday, today, and forever, I remain faithful. My child, do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Someone else's success is not your failure. Someone else's relationship is not proof that I have forgotten you. I write every story differently. The path I have chosen for you is unique. There are lessons you must learn that someone else never needed. There are blessings waiting for you that require patience before they can be trusted in your hands. If I gave you everything immediately, you might lose the very thing I am trying to build inside you. Character, faith, wisdom, dependence upon me. These treasures cannot be bought. They are formed through trust, through waiting, through surrender. My child, I know waiting is difficult, especially when everyone around you seems to be moving ahead. But remember this: a tree that grows slowly often develops the deepest roots, and storms cannot easily destroy deep roots. I am strengthening your roots, so when blessings finally come, you will be able to carry them without losing yourself. Do not rush the process. Do not despise the quiet seasons. Some of my greatest work happens where no one else can see, in the hidden places, in the silent prayers, in the unseen battles. That is where faith is born. That is where hearts are transformed. And that is where I prepare my children for everything I have promised them. So stop chasing what keeps running away. Stop begging for what I have not asked you to pursue. Stop living as though my love is not enough. Because it is. It has always been. And it always will be. When you finally understand that, you will stop searching for your identity in the opinions of people. You will stop fearing rejection. You will stop believing that your value depends on who stays or who leaves. Instead, you will stand with quiet confidence, not because life has become easy, but because you know I am walking beside you. And when I walk beside you, no loss is wasted, no tear is forgotten, no season is without purpose. So keep your eyes on me, my child. The story is not over. I am still writing it. And the chapters ahead will reveal why I asked you to let go of everything that could not go where I am leading you. My child, if you have stayed with me until this moment, then hear these words carefully. Do not let them pass by your heart, because they are not spoken to your ears alone. They are spoken to the deepest part of your soul. You have spent enough years believing that happiness was waiting for you in another person's hands. You believed that if the right person loved you, your fears would disappear, your loneliness would end, your heart would finally be whole. But my child, no human being was ever created to carry the weight that belongs to me. When you expect someone to become your everything, you ask them to do what only I can do. People are limited. I am not. People become tired. I never grow weary. People make promises they cannot always keep. But every promise I make is faithful. That is why I have been calling you back to me, not to take something away from you, but to give you something that can never be taken away. A peace that remains in every season, a joy that survives every disappointment, a hope that refuses to die. My child, one day you will understand. The greatest miracle was never that certain people came into your life. The greatest miracle was that I stayed, even when everyone else left. I stayed when you questioned my plans. I stayed when your prayers were filled with frustration. I stayed when you doubted yourself. I stayed when you felt unworthy. I stayed through every failure, every mistake, every tear, every sleepless night. There has never been a moment when my love for you became smaller. Not one. You may remember every reason people walked away, but I remember every reason I stayed. Because my love is not based on your performance. It is based on my grace. My child, stop carrying guilt that I have already forgiven. Stop reopening wounds that I have already begun to heal. Stop punishing yourself for chapters that are already finished. Do not live in yesterday. I created today, and I am already waiting for you in tomorrow. The enemy wants your eyes fixed on your past. I want your eyes fixed on my promises. The enemy whispers, "You are too broken." I whisper, "My grace is sufficient." The enemy says, "No one wants you." I remind you, you are chosen. The enemy says, "You have failed too many times." I answer, "My mercy is new every morning." So, whose voice will you believe? The voice of fear or the voice of truth? Choose my voice. Again and again. Even when your emotions tell you something different. Because feelings change. But my word stands forever. My child. There will be days when you feel lonely. That does not mean you are alone. There will be days when doors close. That does not mean your future has ended. There will be days when prayers seem delayed. That does not mean I have stopped listening. Trust what I have spoken, more than what you currently see. Faith is not believing because everything makes sense. Faith is trusting me, even when you cannot see the entire path. Remember how many times you thought your story was over. Yet I carried you into another chapter. Remember the nights you believed you would never smile again. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still moving forward. That was not an accident. That was my hand upon your life. Every breath you take is proof that my purpose for you is not finished. Do not underestimate the plans I have prepared. What I have written for your future is greater than what you have imagined. I know the dreams hidden deep inside your heart, the prayers you stopped praying because you became discouraged, the hopes you buried because disappointment hurt too much. Bring them back to me. Nothing is impossible for me. But before I fulfill certain prayers, I must first prepare your heart, because blessings without wisdom can become burdens. Success without humility can become destruction. Relationships without my foundation can become pain. So trust my preparation as much as you trust my promises. My child, there is freedom waiting for you today. Freedom from constantly needing everyone's approval. Freedom from comparing yourself to others. Freedom from chasing those who have chosen another path. Freedom from believing your value depends on another person's opinion. You do not have to earn my love. You already have it. You do not have to compete for my attention. You already have it. You do not have to fear being forgotten. I know every detail about your life. I know every dream, every fear, every hidden wound, every silent prayer. And still, I choose you, not because you are perfect, but because my love is perfect. So lift your head. Do not walk through life as someone abandoned. Walk as my beloved child. Walk with confidence. Walk with peace. Walk knowing that heaven walks beside you. When people reject you, do not become bitter. Become wiser. When opportunities disappear, do not lose hope. Trust my direction. When life feels uncertain, do not panic. Hold my hand more tightly, because I have never failed those who place their trust in me. Not once. My child, the world will always offer temporary comfort, but I offer eternal peace. The world says, find someone who completes you. I say, find your life in me. The world says, chase success. I say, seek first my kingdom. The world says, you are what others think about you. I say, you are who I created you to be. Never forget which voice speaks truth. As this message comes to an end, I want you to release every burden you have been carrying. Release the names you cannot stop thinking about. Release the disappointments. Release the unanswered questions. Release the fear of the future. Release the pain of the past. Place it all into my hands. You were never meant to carry it alone. Let me heal what people could not heal. Let me restore what life tried to steal. Let me guide the path you cannot see, because I ready know every step ahead. My child, you do not need to chase people. When you are walking with me, the right people will come at the right time. The right doors will open at the right time. The right opportunities will arrive at the right time. You do not have to force what I have already planned. Rest in my presence. Trust my heart. Believe my promises. And never forget this truth. If the whole world walks away, I will still be here. If everyone forgets your name, I will still call you mine. If every door closes, I will open the one no one can shut. If your strength fails, mine never will. So stop chasing people. Stop chasing acceptance. Stop chasing what was never meant to stay. Come home to me. Because I am not only what you need, I am everything your soul has been searching for. I am your peace in every storm, your strength in every weakness, your comfort in every sorrow, your hope in every darkness, your faithful shepherd, your loving father, your constant friend, and your savior. Walk with me, my child. Trust me one day at a time. And I promise you this. The day will come when you look back over your life, and with tears of gratitude, you will whisper, Jesus, thank you for not giving me everything I wanted. Thank you for giving me everything I truly needed. Amen.